Welcome to Coffee with Bridget, and today's coffee is Infusio S'mores. And I'm not sure it tastes like s'mores. I got a whole box of Infusio coffees, and I'm not sure I'm impressed by it or not. It's interesting, but I think I'm going to stick to the Two Rivers coffee. That the flavors are a little bit stronger. But it's still coffee, so it's good. So yeah, it has been a challenging week for me. The kids got sick, which was not good. Started with a stomach ache and throwing up with their kids, and then it progressed to a fever, which is never good. So some sort of virus, I suppose, is what the doctor said. But that happened for 2 or 3 days, so I didn't have time to vlog because I had the kids with me and they were sick. So I was watching them and taking care of them during the time that I normally would vlog. So thank goodness I decided that February was not a serious everyday vlog thing, because I don't think that I would have been able to manage to vlog, because everybody got sick. Even I got sick. I got a mild fever. So that lasted like 3 days. I didn't take anything for it because it was so mild, but it was not the most comfortable feeling when a little bit under when the two kids are feeling under. That's mom life for you, though. That is just how it goes. But the last 2 days have been kind of funny because I've gotten funny messages. First, I got a review on Coffee Girls, another one, and it wasn't a good one. This one called me a hypocrite because I said that looks don't matter, and then I described the characters. So I don't know how you would describe the characters or have people picture the characters without describing them. I don't know. And I know that I said that everybody was beautiful because in my mind everybody that I encountered was beautiful. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody would agree with me. But I felt that it was obviously necessary to describe them in order for people to picture what they looked like and who they were in their heads. I don't know how you describe a character without giving a physical description. So that was pretty funny. And yeah, that the person who did that review just completely missed the point, because I would talk about the other person and then talk about myself and how I related to them, because I was seeing them as a mirror. In fact, I have a chapter of My Dark Mirror in the book, and that's how I saw everybody, was as though they were a mirror to me, a reflection of who I am. And that maybe I failed at conveying that that was the purpose of the book, but or this person just didn't get it. I'm not really sure, but they did not like the book. I think they gave me a 1 star, which is okay. Like I said, every review is a good review in my mind because it's feedback. And that's someone who read my work, which is still very edifying. So I thought that was really interesting. And then I got another email from a supposed book promoting expert who was telling me that I was doing things wrong because I was printing everything under the same name. So she said writing in different genres just confuses people. So I need to make Morosis under a different name and print it that way, which I'm not even sure how I'd go about that. I don't know how I'd go about that, especially after I've done a Kindle Unlimited or Kindle book giveaway. You know, I invested money with it having my name on it. So changing my pen name now seems a little bit late in the game. So I don't know. Like that's an interesting suggestion, but I don't think I'll take it. If people are confused that I write in different genres, I don't know what to think about that. Just because I wrote The 13 Moons and Everyday Awakening along with Morosis doesn't mean that I need to have 2 separate names. I think most people can understand that, you know, this is a fantasy book that's written by a person who's written these non-fiction books, including Coffee Girls. So I don't know. Like, she must have been really confused, and she was really fixated on the fact that I was reading an astral projection book, It says on Goodreads what books you're reading, and one of them that I'm reading is astral projection. So she's like, when you're writing about astral projection, and I'm like, I'm not writing about astral projection. I'm writing about other things, and they're subtle things, to be honest. So I thought that was really funny and a really interesting suggestion, but I don't know. Oh, but I am so glad everybody is no longer sick. Kids are at school. I was able to go grocery shopping. Got a few things that I needed to get. I thought about taking you guys along with me, and maybe in the future I will. But I don't know if grocery shopping would be interesting to everybody or not. I don't know. Like, the haul videos are kind of fun, but I don't know if like actually taking you with me would be all that fun. Maybe it would be. I don't know. Talking to the cart would be kind of funny, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I've been up to, is primarily taking care of sick kids and reading some interesting responses to my work. People have opinions, and that's totally okay with me. Like I said in my other book or other video, I am not a everybody person. I am not for everyone. I am definitely someone that certain people are in my vibe and other people are repelled by me, and that's okay. And 20-year-old me was a lot more caustic than 40-year-old me. You can tell that in Coffee Girls. I was very much more defensive, more on guard, and very, very opinionated, and easily slighted. Then it's funny because if I wrote Coffee Girls now, it would be different, but I don't think it would honor the people as accurately as it did when I wrote it at the time. And it's really interesting because I go off and the chapter that everybody kind of seems to focus on, which is Greta's chapter on LGBTQ rights, because there was a proposition that was passed, I think, or wasn't passed or something. So I talk about politics in the book and how disappointed everybody was about that proposition. So I don't know if people are just going and looking up that proposition in California to see what it was, or I'm surprised people aren't saying, why did she bring this up? This is such an old issue, or something along those lines. I thought that was really interesting. Like, that's one of those things that I would probably harp on if I were to write a review about it. And then I'd probably harp on the fact that there's so many dark elements to it. And the fact that people are not responding to the dark elements is really what surprises me. Like, so far the reviews haven't really been they've been emotional responses instead of like an actual like summary of the book, which most reviewers do, like a summary of the book. But both reviewers of Coffee Girls were like an emotional, like, oh, like response to it. It was a visceral response, you could tell it was a knee-jerk response that I triggered them, instead of someone contemplating the whole book and saying, okay, well, this is one person's story and this is their perspective, and I can honor that. So it's really interesting to see that. And then someone dipped their toe in Coffee Girls and read 5 pages of it in Kindle Unlimited and then stopped, which I thought was interesting. But the opening of Coffee Girls is it's a little dark and it's pretty intense. So it doesn't surprise me that someone would be like, maybe I don't want to read this. Especially as I sold it as learning what was going on behind the scenes of a coffee house, which it was exactly what was going on behind the scenes in the coffee house. It was exactly what was going on. So I just think it's really interesting how people respond. And I think that obviously my work is triggering people, and maybe it will cause them to think a little bit when they go out and they interact with people who are in customer service. That is the main purpose of that book, is to really make people think. And boy, are they thinking. Unfortunately, negative thoughts, but at least I'm provoking a response, which is a good thing. Like I said, there's no such thing as a bad review. They're all good because someone responded, and that says a lot. So that's it for now. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care and bye.